Oh hey K-pop stans, welcome to this video, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy and excited to annoy you with my rants, essays, and opinions. Follow me on Instagram for those who haven't. The link is on my description. First of all, Happy New Year to you. And to start off this new year on the right foot, I had the idea to recommend some New Year resolutions K-pop stans should definitely take for that new 2023 year. And believe me, I even include myself for some of them. I don't usually take resolutions myself in my personal life because if I want to change something, I don't actually wait for January. But this is different considering how I saw things evaluate on 2022. Because yeah, 2022 was shit. I made a video about it, by the way, go watch it. But not only on this industry side, so the K-pop industry, because our side as K-pop stans was absolutely nowhere near better. So without further ado, let us start with the resolutions we as K-pop stans should absolutely take to run into this year smoothly. Or at least better than last year. Number 1, normalizing and accept the fact that your fave could possibly be dating. Like, come on. I shouldn't even explain myself on this one. You need to know that your fave dating won't technically affect the fact that he or she is talented, because that's technically the only thing we should mind, you know? Talent. Well, I'm not playing the girl who doesn't know, because yeah, I do appreciate my faves looking good. More than appreciate, in fact, I am obsessed with some of them because they were, with no doubt, physically gifted and definitely God's favorite for the beauty they got for some of them. But you know what else God gave them? Talent. And that talent for some of them made them produce music, sing and dance in such a good way it attracted most of you, most of us. I'm saying most because there's indeed people that are mostly, if not exclusively, here for the looks. And I'm okay with that, believe it or not. Do your thing. I won't tell you how you should stand your fave, because you can fall in love with your fave or fall in love with their looks or personality. I'm not judging you. I mean, I've been obsessed with Oh Se-hoon since 2016. So I get it, you know, I get it. But just don't fall in love with the idea or the illusion of being with your fave. Don't hate on me, or in fact do hate on me, it helps with the algorithm, but it's just an advice, because if you're strong enough to have this kind of delusion, you should also be to get down to earth and think for a second that a man or a woman in their 20s or 30s or 40s for some, rich, successful, and with an ethereal beauty, has a very weak chance to actually be single. You have to be realistic about this. I'm not pointing fingers at nobody, and I'm not saying names, but if you hear that your favorite's in a relationship and you were just here for the illusions and the delusion mostly, and not for the talent, the reality check could be painful. So to start off this year good, ask yourself one question. Am I mostly here for the dream and fantasy to be with my fave, or for their music and talent? Let that sink. Till then, I'll get to the next point. Number 2, accept the fact that it's okay to not like a song that your fave dropped. I know that it sounds like I'm pointing the obvious here since the beginning, but there's still a lot of K-pop stans who are excusing or let their faves get away with literal bad songs just because they're from this fandom or that fandom, and that's unacceptable. You shouldn't live like that. This isn't a dictatorship, and your fandom isn't a cult. Nobody's going to kill you for saying that Dynamite wasn't that good of a song, or saying that How You Like That actually sucked. And that's coming from a Blink and an ARMY, by the way. If you're mad, you can come for me in the comment section. It helps with my algorithm. Thank you very much. Of course, I'm not denying the fact that there's actually people who could genuinely like these songs. Don't get me wrong. But you can't come at me for saying no when a hardcore stan calls a song I consider bad the song of the year. Like, no, baby, it's not. It's not. And I know deep down in your heart that this is what you actually think, and you won't admit it, and that's fine. But instead of accepting that other people actually have the balls to voice their opinion that could be different from yours, while being a part of your fandom, you're gonna call them a fake fan or an anti. And you cannot fight with this kind of people, the hardcore stands, because you never win. You will never win. But for those who are still savable and those who still listen, I promise you that Jungkook or Lisa won't be mad at you if you don't vibe with some of their songs. That's what we call having your own taste and having a personality. So to start off this year good, be honest with yourself and don't force others to think like you. It's stupid. Number 3, stop streaming songs you don't even like. I think we are in an era where streaming took a tremendous place on the industry and a lot of things got digital. And it isn't necessarily bad until it comes to the point where your common sense is getting dazed. People got in this kind of competition where it's not about enjoying the song anymore, but about to break records, get the internet broken, this kind of thing. Just because we have to beat the previous score we had and just get on the Melon chart or the Billboard 100, iTunes or Spotify top of most listened songs. And to that, there's no particular other reason except that it's your fave and they got to set goals, they got to stream, and it doesn't even matter if the song is good, average, or just bad. Now, I understand the importance of achieving a milestone. And I get how satisfying it is when it's deserved. Because again, like I said on the previous point, the goal isn't to listen and say you like it because it's your fave. But listen and actually like it because it makes you vibe, makes you feel emotions, because you actually enjoy it. I follow this French YouTuber. His name is Music Feelings. And ahead of his time, he said at the beginning of the streaming era that this could turn irrelevant real quick. And I'm forced to admit that he's right. Lots of fandoms, again, won't say names because I'm not even going to lie. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of fandoms, and it doesn't even only involve the K-pop industry at this point. Now it involves the entire pop culture. Many fandoms are just streaming to stream and stream for a milestone, or because the group or the idol is popular, not because they like the song. Now again, I'm not a mind reader. Maybe the songs that chart are actually good, or maybe they're charting for a reason. But a lot of actual good songs need that attention that very average music, if not bad songs, get when it's charting. Just saying. Another thing that Music Feelings said is that he's nostalgic of the moment where actual album CDs were the thing on Vogue, because that's when you actually knew the music was good. Good to the point where you moved yourself to the store and bought your albums. There you felt the love for the artist. There you felt the passion. Now, I'm in no way saying that you were a real fan just because you buy albums. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because not everyone can afford a CD or an album, especially in that K-pop industry where everything is fucking expensive, from the album to the merch. And as much as buying the physical album, streaming is considered a good way to actually show love and support to your fave. Which leads me to ask you, when you're streaming, are you in a competition or are you showing your love? And are you going to listen to that song just now to stream on repeat? Or are you still going to listen to it later because you actually like it? For 2023, don't waste your time on streaming a song you don't like. You're definitely not doing your fave a favor in doing this, especially if the song is forgettable or bad. Believe me. Number 4, don't force the fact that you canceled someone on a whole community. Now, as a black K-pop stan, believe me, I know what I'm talking about. You canceled a group or an idol because they offended you, and follow them, block them. And if it's therapy to you, vent on social media because you are completely entitled and right to be mad. But don't do all that to my black folks or Christian community or whatever community you're from. To my black folks or Christian community, you should do it too because this group is offensive to our community, etc. Because no, just no. I won't silence your anger. I won't silence your anger. I understand your pain. I understand how you took offense. And believe it or not, I do take offense too most of the time when it happens. But I'm sorry to say this. Doing all that me and my homies hate that group shit sounds like a dictatorship. And I won't be a part of it. I don't know for you, but that sounds to me like you're friends with two people and they don't get along anymore, so one of them in a toxic way is asking you to pick a side and makes you have a dilemma. And I am absolutely not here for it. I am okay with people not vibing with a group or an idol I stan because they did offensive stuff in the past or are still doing offensive shit. But me still standing them doesn't mean I am not holding them accountable or that I accept their offensive action. Me still standing them doesn't mean I'm disrespecting my whole community. And me still standing them definitely shouldn't create a division in my community. Mind you, that we can disagree on stuff and still coexist or still get along. I completely understand and accept people who couldn't see themselves standing a certain group because they were offended. However, I do think and find that use it as a weapon to attack someone from your community who still stands them is completely wrong and unfair. So for that 2023 year, I'm not asking you to be silent about your feelings at all. Nor am I saying that you shouldn't feel outraged. Being outraged is your absolute right. And so it is to cancel someone who offended you. But boycotting should be your own choice and you shouldn't force it on people from your community. Because like I said earlier, this isn't a dictatorship. Number 5, mind your own business on the next bullying scandal that will occur. I beg. Believe me, I am as tired as you are to hear about these words, bullying and scandal, because damn, we ate that shit on 2020, 2021, 2022, and in 2023, that shit should stop. Now, I'm not a psychic. I don't know what my fave did in the past, my faves or other idols or the groups, but like I said, since we ate bullying scandals over bullying scandals, some of it, if not most of them, got debunked, I think we had enough to learn a lesson about them. That being, stay damn neutral before believing anyone. Do you want me to remind you the number of groups that got ruined because we were quick to jump on conclusion? So real quick, King Garam, who's a former member from Le Sserafim, Soojin, who's a former member from G-I-DLE, Jimin, who's a former member for I.O.I, and you also have those who are on the verge of getting kicked from their group. So we got Sunwoo from The Boys, Hyunjin from Stray Kids, Mingyu from 17, Leah from ITZY, and damn, even Jennie from Blackpink. This girl can catch a break. She gets hate for breathing, I swear to God. Anyways, you get the point I'm trying to make, right? Right. So for 2023, if victim A or player B comes with some testimony about an idol that bullied them in high school or middle school, wait for a damn further notice instead of pressuring a company to kick a member or an idol out of their group. And hold your fingers before tweeting or typing some malicious comment about a potentially innocent person. Number 6, you don't need a fandom to stand a group. So stop using the fandom as an excuse to not stand a group. I'm sorry, even saying that out loud sounds outrageously ridiculous to me. I do get that some fandoms are wild. I do get that some fandoms are annoying. And I do get that some fandoms are toxic. But I don't quite get the correlation between that and the talent the idol has, the music the group drops, or even you supposedly liking the music, but what stops you from going to a casual listener to stan is the fandom. Okay, I understand the whole I don't want to be associated with them thing, but you need to understand that there's 3 different things. You, the fandom, and the idol, or the group. You stand the idol or the group, not the fandom. Obviously, it's fun to have friends, Twitter moods, Instagram moods, with which you have the same interests and stuff. And if they turn crazy or obsessive to the point where they lose every sense of objectivity, it's unfortunate. But what does that have to do with the idol or the group? Why are you unstanding or not standing someone because of someone else that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you like that idol or their music? So obviously what I wish for 2023 is no more lame excuses. Like, I'd rather you not even having a particular reason or just saying that you just don't vibe with the group or the idol instead of using the toxic fandom as an excuse. That sounds more plausible to me, because standing someone on your own in your corner is possible too. Number 7, children working existed for ages. It's our role as stans to just not be creeps. Now, okay, hearing Eugene singing a song like Cookie or Enhypen singing a song like Fever is very weird. It gives me chills. I have troubles enjoying these songs knowing it could be my minor younger sister singing it. Ew, but that's not my point. To me, a too young age to be stans shouldn't be an excuse because, like I said, it existed for ages. Doesn't make it okay, doesn't make it acceptable. But let me finish before saying something, okay? If there are millennials or older Gen Z people watching me, y'all should remember Disney, right? Let's dig deeper. Most of us enjoyed an old Michael Jackson song when he was still in the Jackson 5. And most of yous must know at how old he started in this industry, right? For those who don't know, he started at 5 years old. Another one, Justin Bieber, child star, right? He was 12 when he got discovered by his manager. And I mentioned Disney earlier. All these child stars, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, the Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Ariana Grande. Okay, she's from Nickelodeon, but you get my point. With all that, you know that child stars isn't something that started yesterday. And seeing how most of them finished, I understand why this shouldn't be a thing. But what exactly is your point on saying that you won't stand New Jeans or Enhypen because they're too young? We know all these child stars I mentioned before, and New Jeans somehow is shocking you? Michael Jackson started at 5, I repeat, and Justin Bieber at 14. So if New Jeans is shocking you, you might as well rethink what's on your library that maybe contains the child stars I mentioned earlier and boycott them old songs as well if you listen to them. Or maybe you think that boycotting New Jeans or Enhypen's work just because they're too young is going to help them. Being a child star is already hard. So your solution is to not listen to songs they worked hard for. I'm not trying to guilt trip you because maybe you just don't really vibe with them, and that's another topic. But really, in the case where you actually like their songs, do you seriously think that not standing them because they're too young is a viable reason? The other reason I heard was, like I said in the beginning, the sexualization. So I won't really go further on this per se, but something bugs me about people using that as an excuse, and they directly thought about that sexualization aspect. You do understand that bringing that up makes you look a tiny bit weird, right? Because other than that aspect, that is like 1% of what they got. There's talent in singing, talent in dancing, good songs, the MV's aesthetic, and so much more. Because let's put the Cookie and Fever thing aside for a second, okay? These group debuted and have a fandom, and when I'm saying fandom, I'm talking about the good fans and not the creeps. They got a fandom for a reason. They're talented. That's something that started even before this Cookie and Fever song came out. The talent comes above the sexualization to me. They also put the blame on companies for hiring trainees too young, and that would put them under the dangerous eyes of predators. Now, one question. There's a child with a dream of being an idol and doing what he or she likes to do, and potential pervs that are disgustingly expecting them. Now, is it the company's fault for doing their job and making profit over that talent and a child's dream? Or is it the predator's fault for being a creep? And I'm in no way defending these companies or this industry to make children work in an industry that they're definitely too young to endure. But I can see myself boycotting new jeans that are definitely talented girls because they're too young. Now that they are in this industry and they debuted already, the most I can do is support them and wait for what they have to drop next as a K-pop stan, because I genuinely love what they dropped so far, and I'm not going to pray for their downfall just because they are too young. So for 2023, children, teenagers in this industry shouldn't be the one to boycott. Or the company shouldn't be the one to blame for the weird stans. To me, it is our role as stans to just not be creeps and not be disgusting. We should just know our limit and know how to not be creeps. And if you have any ideas as for your own resolutions you want to take as a K-pop stan, or any advice you want to give to other K-pop stans, feel free to share them on the comment section. Till then, see you next time. Okay guys, that is it for today's video, and I hope you liked it. If you want to share your feedback or share your thoughts about anything related to this video, you can write it down below. And see you soon for another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Bye!